Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, allow me to recognize the following people for their support, just to confirm that I have received their support: Nelson and Karuku. The other names I had already mentioned earlier, and already I had appealed to the YouTube community to support me with whatever they can afford for the burial service of my late grandmom that will be taking place next week. So thank you for the support, and those who are willing to continue doing so, or those who want to send me something, you can do it on the number that I'm going to put on the screen. Thank you for all the support that I've received from you. Now let us go back to the discussion. Now there is a post that David Ndii shared on his X, formerly Twitter, and that post has caused storm online. There is a reaction on this post. Kenyans are giving their views. And David Ndii is telling us that there are 3 things that he will not be part of: defend or take collective responsibility. Mambo matatu. Unajua Ruto alituambia mambo ni matatu. Tena David Ndii amekuja na mambo matatu ambayo hatajihusisha nayo, amejitenga nayo. Number 1, lies, corruption. Number 2, and the vomiting on other people's shoes. He will not be part of lies, corruption, and vomiting on other people's shoes. David Ndii has vowed not to be part of this. Let us just go through that post. This is what he's saying. 3 things I will not be part to: defend or take collective responsibility for. Number 1, lies and taking the public for fools. Mambo ya kutuona wajinga kila saa. Number 2, corruption. This is a cancer, especially in this government. For them, corruption is normal. It has been legalized. It's not a big deal. Number 3, vomiting on other people. Vomiting on the people's shoes. Amekata. I look at this post, then I ask myself a question, because David Ndii is an insider in William Ruto's government. This is just an economic advisor to the president, but he's not even supposed to sit in the cabinet, but Ruto allowed him to sit in the cabinet. So he's a member of the cabinet and an economic advisor. When the economy is sinking, he's part of it. And when we are doing well, he should also be part of the people who are taking credit for that. So the question is, what does David Ndii mean by his post? That's the question. What is the interpretation of this post? That is what we want to try and answer. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Before we interpret David Ndii's post, we must tell David Ndii the truth. David Ndii must be told that his theories are a part of what got us where we are now. We are in a mess, but it is as a result of part of his theory. So, begging to be fired so that he can avoid taking responsibility is not the way to go. Because his tweet is telling that he's distancing himself from this government. With this one, you can be easily fired. So he's begging for firing. So he's running away from responsibility. He should not look for excuses to be fired. Ndii and the court can't bring us such kind of a rogue government, then run away from it. They gave us this government. They were part of it. Kwa nini anataka kukimbia serikali ambayo alitengeneza? It is bad manners. So someone should loudly tell David Ndii this information. Mtu amfikishia habari. Uliyavulia maji nguo, lazima sharti uyaoge. Ukiyavulia nguo, lazima uoge. David Ndii aliyavulia nguo, lazima aoge. They have put us in this mess. The Saudi deal, what they're telling us, G to G, because our economy is determined by the price of fuel. 70% of the economy is determined by the price of fuel, because we need fuel for transport. Then energy, mambo ingine pia iko hapo, stima. Hata stima wananunua mafuta. They put us in this mess. So you can't bring us a rogue government, then you are running away from it. Ni nini ameona hii tofauti yenye hakujua kuhusu hii serikali? Ndii is part of the problem. His theories have led us into the mess. And the best way to do this is either he stop taking salary from this liar, because it's a lying government, and they can do so by resigning or shut up. Leo tungesikia David Ndii has tendered his resignation, then we will understand indeed he is out of this and is not part of that, and they don't want to be responsible for this. Good manners is that he has to resign also. As simple as that. I think that's what we can tell David Ndii. Because it was obvious corruption, lies is part of these people. It is in their DNA. If you cut their blood, that is what we are going to see. Was David Ndii too much blind to see that? Even a small kid understand that this leadership was supporting corruption when Uhuru was fighting to end corruption. Uhuru told us the millions of money they were losing every day. Billions. Raila mentioned some money to do with dams. And this leadership came out and said that the money in question is only 7 billion, as if 7 billion was just a change for mandazi. So, if you are saying that you will not be, three things that you will not be defending or taking collective responsibility is about lies. You knew that William Ruto was lying from the word go. Things he told us, they were not implementable. And he was even lying yesterday, and every day they wake up to lie. Is bottom up working, or it was the opposite? If it is not working, David Ndii should resign. Siku ingine wanaamuka wanasema walituambia Uganda maziwa Uganda mafuta bei iko chini, Kenya iko juu, na ikawa ni swali kubwa sana. And they told us that they will look for a means to sort this one out when they come to power. The opposite happened. David Ndii is at the center of our crisis to do with the fuel. So it was a lie, and it's still there. Corruption is at the core. then vomiting on other people's shoes. That's what it does. Sukumia mtu mambo hata yenye si. Hiyo ni kawaida yao. So he should stop making noise. This is their government. You cannot run away from these people once you're taking salary from them. Na ni pesa ushuru wetu. You can't run away from them. Hii habari mfikie David Ndii. And it tells us that there is division in Kenya kwanza. And some people are feeling the heat. And they are not willing to take responsibility. Now there is no convergence of ideas. There is something cooking up. And soon it's going to be exposed.